We had the great one Thursday night, all sorts of intrigue in the games yesterday, and now we put a bow on this first weekend with a good one here tonight.
We do put a spotlight on key games, don't we? Even key nights. Thursday night has become a spotlight night. How about Sunday night? But there still is some magic to playing on Monday night, and these two teams are feeling it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back at his home state, Royce Freeman getting the carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Out of the gun is Rippon. This is the tight end Fant. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, he got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
Switch gears. Undercrunch.
They run it with a rookie from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Mike 51. Yeah. You don't want nothing.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 11-yard line.
No. 22, check, bomber. 22, check, bomber.
On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Watch the 36. Shift.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Carlson able to put this one through. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Rippon on 1st and 10. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely look for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say,
play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The product of Jersey City, Tahir Whitehead on the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him with contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. These two teams all tied after one. 2nd quarter from Oakland, the homestanding Raiders with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. They'll set up a throw, letting one go deep for the end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. That is caught at the 7. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. As his guys are in for 6, and the Raiders have taken the lead.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Get ready.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. It was Maurice Hurst who got him down. Rippon trying to pick it up through the air. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and that will come the offense as they take over. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard brings up 2nd and 3 at the 33-yard line.
Second and 3. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46.
At the 46-yard line.
45. Mike, 45. Twist.
They'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. And he'll be taken down at the 34. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. He'll look to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
All day, every day, any day. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Hey, pick your game up.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Right here.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football. Right. Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him What does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. From the gun, Rippon. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. They'll try the draw. Lindsey. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Boy, you'd hate to squander this great field position. Here's 3rd and goal. Rippon on 3rd and long. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And McManus able to put it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, he's looked pretty good to this point. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the field.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Man, that's trash. That's trash. 45 to Mike. 45. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's checking.
He'll drop to throw. He'll buy some time right. Looking right sideline, that's complete. But he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll come out in the pistol. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. One more time with Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and it's third and short. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this over the middle. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick, and he will be brought down. His time is now run out on this first half of action. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. 24th pick in the spring by Oakland was Josh Jacobs. Only rushed for 640 yards last year at Alabama, but when you consider the offensive depth chart they had, it makes it understandable. So young, won't turn 22 until February, and they're really hoping that the veteran presence of 30-year-old Doug Martin can be a guiding light for Jacobs. Being chased out left. The 20. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. How about that? Their quarterback making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. We saw so much of this last year at the college level, but there you go. His first rushing touchdown as an NFL quarterback.
And with the speed he has, we certainly know it won't be his last, because that's something that aided him very well, as you mentioned, at the college level. It's something he's going to carry over, and they'll make it a big part of their offense.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing, and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On second down, Rippon finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The reception good for 7. It's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, here's Lindsey. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flush to his right. Going right side here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. I hope you brought your lunch, because I'm about to take you to school. Anyway, check. Trump.
They'll look to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. There's nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Todd Davis. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Check Mike 47. Hey, keep it up. 47's the Mike. 47.
Now back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
47 Mike. Mike 47. Take me up. Here we go. 47's the Mike. 47's the Mike. Tighten up. Pull it together.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Noah Fant with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Broncos cut into that lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down, it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
45's the mic. 45's the mic. I got you, son. I got you, son.
Back to throw. He's got a man. It's Williams. A good pickup there, 26 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
45. Mike, 45. Pick it up, guys. Check. Back.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They'll drop the throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
Ripping to pass. They'll find Lindsey here. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw it is Rippin. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Rippin. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a third down. The Broncos on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Rippin. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to walk one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. 62 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But Let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
Another try after the first down sack. Ripping, and he's going to go down again. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the...
And the pressure gets to him again. Tahir Whitehead, his second sack of the night.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. On second down, it's Jacobs. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Brings up third down.
47's the mic. Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. 47's the mic, boys. 47.
They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack.
We better than that. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming up.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The man who won a Super Bowl MVP award across the bay in Santa Clara, Von Miller. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. A very short field to work with now. First and goal after the great punt return. Out of the gun is Rippon. The quick slant caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Extra point from McManus is good. And that will shave one more off this lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position and only one play to score it. And this is going to be recovered by the hand seam. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Dancing to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Let's go, Heavy. What you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Boom. Shoot.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. They'll set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So they decline it as that will bring up fourth.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it fourth down.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and in.